So thank you so much for coming today. How can I help you?
Yeah, I need to confess something.
And what is that? When I was young and I started working out,
I did a dirty bulk.
oh yes, that is bad, I see. And how did it affect you? I mean, what did you look like?
This?
Oh my God. Simon the Bald A-hole here with Gerald the fitness mascot, and that's right, Flex's vests, or Flex's tank tops, whatever the hell you want to call them. When I go vest, people go, strange, crazy language you're using, are in stock now. There is a link in the description below if you'd like to buy one and support me. I would appreciate it. And then people come up to you and they go, how did you come up with that pun? And I give you permission to steal it. You use it however the hell you want. But don't merchandise it, that's stealing. And talking about stealing, we are gonna talk about something today that does steal away your gains, kinda. Because again, everybody always wants to know, should I do a dirty bulk? I think I wanna do a dirty bulk. Doing a dirty bulk sounds like the greatest thing ever. Now, first and foremost, you may be asking, what the hell is a dirty bulk? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's when you try and put on size. You don't worry about eating clean, you don't worry about eating healthy, you just worry about eating. So you can have fried chicken, you can have sausages, you can have chips, you can have pizza, you can have ice cream, you just eat and eat and eat and eat because you just want to put on size, and you're like, future me will have to deal with all the fat because right now I just want to get massive. But personally, I think that's a really, really terrible idea, and here's 7 reasons why. Now, all of these do come from studies that I've read, and I get it. Every study you can find a counter study, but I do think there is some importantness, not a word, some importantness in this, and that's why I want to pass it on to you today. So coming at 7 is the more fat you gain, the more your body is sort of designed to gain fat, so you will actually start gaining more fat than you do muscle, because that's just what's going to happen. I'm not saying look, some people can get away with it, right? Which is why this is not a great point to start on. I kind of regret doing it, but I've done it now. It's like that time when I was a kid and I was doing a play and I stood on a chair, and when I was getting off the chair, I caught my foot on the arm and I fell on the floor. I regret that, and I regret starting with this point too. But it still stands to reason. Like, if you are going to put on a bunch of fat, you may just shift your body around to the point it just wants to put on fat. Also, do you want to get fat? That's the other thing. Like, if you dirty bulk and you do it like some people do it, you are going to put on fat. It's as simple as that. And then when you look in the mirror, you may not be happy. You have to be super disciplined to want to do a dirty bulk. And I would actually say you also need pretty damn good genetics. So I think trying to reverse it is just more effort than it's worth. And also, you're trying to put on muscle growth, right? You're trying to put on muscle. So just take the easiest pathway to that and accept you're just going to have to sacrifice some things, like taking your face and swishing it around in ice cream. I know we all want to do that. It makes you feel all warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. But if that was the way, everybody would do it, and that's the point. Number 6, that is also said, you can actually damage your metabolism by getting really fat and then losing all the fat and then getting all the fat and losing all the fat. It sends your metabolism all topsy-turvy. You may even slow it right down. And you do not want to slow metabolism. It's so much more fun to have a fast metabolism, because not only does it mean 9 times out of 10 you can eat more, but it also means you're hungry all the time. Now, that's going to be dependent on per person. I enjoy feeling hungry. I hate the feeling on, oh, I don't want to eat anymore, because you're trying to eat your food and it's no fun. But you don't want to screw yourself up. You don't want to damage yourself. Again, health and fitness is the key. Gerald knows that. Look at him. He is a big Jack Penguin, and he's done that by listening to my advice. It's not true. He's not real. But if you're going to get to a stage when you look back and go, great, all my yo-yo dieting has screwed me up, you're not going to be happy. And yo-yo dieting is never good. It's just not. Like, you don't want to balloon up and then go down all again. It's just too much pressure on you, and you could probably say it's too much pressure on your heart. Like, if you're taking in all that saturated fat and all this junk, I don't think your body is really going to be very happy with you. And you want your body to be happy with you, you've got to spend all your time with it. Number 5 is that increased fat will reduce insulin sensitivity, and that 100% is going to mean you'll struggle when trying to put on muscle, right? And again, do not forget what you're trying to do. The word bulk kind of gets, well, the definition of it kind of gets thrown around by the world. Let's just take bulk and throw it away. You're not bulking, you're trying to put on muscle. That is your goal. So if your goal is trying to put on muscle, do the best way to put on muscle, which in my opinion is lean gains. That's right, lean gains. If you were going to go to the bus stop and you could walk there or crawl, you wouldn't crawl. Firstly, people are going to say, look at that guy, he's crawling to the bus stop. What an absolute freak. But you're also cutting your nose off to spite your face. Walk. And when you walk, you can even run. So if you look at the clock, you go, oh, I've got to speed up. And then you can chug away. But by taking yourself down this crazy path, the only person that is going to suffer is you. And I want you to suffer. I believe that you've suffered enough. Number 4 is that you're going to store a bunch of fat in one area, and then you're going to get annoyed because that one area is going to be really hard to lean up. Again, we'll go back into the wells of my own life. I store a lot of my fat in my ass. So when you look at me, I don't even know what I look like. It's like if I try to hide behind some kind of door, you probably see my ass just hanging out and go, there's Miller. I can see his ass. If you wanted to put a beer on it, you could. I would much more advise that you get a table as opposed to have me stood there with a beer or a can or a drink on my ass. We don't need that. But this is the point, right? This is the point. You're not going to store fat perfectly over your body. So it's either going to be on your belly, and that's going to upset you. It's going to be on your arms, like bingo wings. I still think that's the worst term anyone's come up with. Look at their bingo wings. What an asshole thing to say. You could store it on your chest, which if you're a guy is the greatest thing ever because it'll make your chest look bigger when you're in a t-shirt or when you're in a jumper. But it does not sit around you perfectly symmetrical, and I tell you, that will get in your head. When it gets in your head, you're going to be sad, and I've already discussed this. I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to be sad because I love you. And number 3, I'm sure you can figure this one out, is that your muscles are not only going to get softer, but they're going to look softer because your body doesn't just take fat and goes, well, I'll store it around the muscle. If it has to, it goes, I'll store it in the muscle too, and that's why you don't look as ripped. I mean, that's just the difference between being a muscly guy and being a fat person, but it's the same kind of a thing. You may put on a little bit of fat and your body will find certain areas, but if you get super duper fat, then yeah, you're going to have a fat bicep. And in my 30 odd years on this planet, so far, I'm sure they're out there, nobody has messaged me or come to me and said, Simon, I'd really like a fat bicep. I don't even know what you would do because you can't take a burger and just stick it into your arm. That's 100% not a thing. If you get a burger and try and stick it into your arm, you're definitely going to be arrested. I'm pretty sure that's a felony. I'm pretty sure that's a crime. But yeah, fat can go into muscle tissue. That is an actual thing, and you may be lucky you don't know, but I kind of feel like you're walking the plank with this kind of thing. You're walking down a tightrope, and it's so easy to just fall off. And number 2 is that it's going to make you feel like crap, and because 9 times out of 10 when you do dirty bulk, you don't do cardio, it's just going to be so hard to get back into it unless, like I say, you're an absolute muscle freak. And if you're an absolute muscle freak, you're the greatest person ever. But it's true, it does make you feel bad. For the first couple of weeks, it's great because you're eating all this food that you have deprived yourself off for so long, but then it kind of just balances out and you feel sluggish and tired because you're not eating the right kind of foods. Again, if we could eat burgers and junk all the time, we would, but as human beings, our body tells us it doesn't want this by the response, by saying, I'm going to make you feel like crap, mostly because I feel like crap, and I really would hope you balance it out a little bit. And now you'll go, yeah, but I'm going to have loads of vegetables with it. That is not enough. I just don't think you'll get away with it. I don't think you'll get away with it. And look, I've done it. I've done it before, as we talked about, well, as the intro kind of pertained to, and I guess it worked. I put on loads of weight, but I wasn't happy with what I saw in the mirror. And you may be. You're not me. I'm not trying to, put myself on you. But it was just so hard to actually get to a point where I looked like I worked out. Right, in a top it was fine, but as soon as I took it off, it's like really disappointing. It'd be like, I don't know, going on a date, right? Going on a date and your mate has told you, dude, I've found you the most attractive person in the world. And you get out of your car, you spy them from afar, and it's like a mole. It's an animal that is a mole. And you go to your mate, what was that? And he goes, I just find moles really attractive, and it ends your friendship. And is that what you want? Do you want your friendships to end? No, you don't. So don't dirty bulk. And number 1 comes down to maths. And if you want to debate me, hell yeah, let's go in the comments. Depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I laugh it off. Sometimes I get really mad. But gaining 10 pounds of fat to gain 2 pounds of muscle, that doesn't work out. That's not a good equation. That is like 2 + 2 = fish. It just feels like a long ass way to go round to try and get some muscles. And if you want to try it and it makes you happy, then hell yeah, man. Just make sure you keep an eye on your health. Because again, if you're eating that much crap, you don't know what's going to happen. But that's the way I always saw it. So my goal is to put on 2, 4, 5 pounds of muscle. But to do so, I'm going to put on 20 pounds of fat. Why would I do that? That's like me ordering Gerald the Fitness Penguin and wanting it to be an elephant, but then a penguin comes. I'm like, well, it's my fault. What did I think was going to happen? If I wanted an elephant, I get a penguin. I order a penguin, I'm going to get a penguin. Not the greatest analogy ever. I just want to involve Gerald more because I may have accidentally forgot to have him in the last video. So now you're getting double of his glorious, glorious face. And of course, the reason why you do it is because you want to eat junk. You want to eat crap. We never, ever are going to pretend otherwise. I can't stand these fitness people who are like, I never eat anything like that. I don't need it in my life. Okay, bullshit. Right? Everybody wants it. It tastes good. Doesn't mean that you're not super disciplined, but I absolutely know in a world where you could take a pill and taking that pill meant no matter what you ate, your body would use it in the best possible way. Everybody would be eating pizza and ice cream every day. Of course we'd be eating pizza and ice cream every day. Have you had Ben & Jerry's? It is delicious, but that's the only reason you want to do it. And I think it makes much more sense to be sensible, take a step back from it, reassess, figure out a way that you can put on size and muscle in a good way, and you will absolutely be happier down the line. And that's it. 7 reasons I think dirty bulking is a terrible idea. But honestly, man, I mean it. You do you. I'm just hoping to try and throw some information out there. Now, like the video, share the video, smash that subscribe button. Always nice to see that number go out. Hit the bell ding ding so you can be notified. Maybe. Who knows what YouTube is going to do when videos go up. If you want some merch, I got a bunch of stuff now. SimonMiller.BigCartel.com. Instagram and Twitter at SimonMiller316. There's a video on the screen right now. Give it a click. Stay with me on this crazy day. And I'll see you when I see you.